Hello and welcome to the CSBP Market Update. I'm Aidan Boyham, and joining us on the podcast today we have CSBP Fertilisers General Manager Ryan Lamp and CSBP Sales Strategy and Reliability Manager Ben Sudlow. Ryan, Ben, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning, Aidan.
Following our last market update, we've been able to share some important news with growers affected by some of the Flexi N UAN supply issues globally. Ryan, since our last update, can you explain how CSBP has been able to strengthen its nitrogen supply position and explain to us what's been communicated to affected growers?
That's right. And we wrote to growers last week and advised them of some good news, which is that we can now supply March, April and May Flexi N volumes in full. Now, we're able to do that because we have received some additional ammonia feedstocks for our local Flexi N manufacture. And so it's really pleasing that we're able to rely on our local manufacture to mitigate the impacts of the global supply chain issues that we're seeing. In respect of June and July, our proposed solution is slightly different. What we've provided to growers is an option where they can take granular nitrogen, which is a blend of urea and Gran S, at a price that is equivalent to their Flexi N contracts. So that, I think, is a good practical solution for growers that then mean they can move forward with confidence for this season. I do appreciate it's taken a few weeks for us to get to this position. I appreciate the patience that has been shown by growers out there. As I'm sure growers can appreciate, we're in unprecedented times from a supply chain perspective, and we need to make certain that we had these supply arrangements in place before we provided that offer to growers.
Okay, so to be clear, Ryan, the granular option you've just explained there, that's to cover the shortfall of Flexi N across June and July, bearing in mind that 40% of Flexi N volume will still go out in June and July. But yes, this granular nitrogen option you've explained is to cover the 60% of the shortfall, and to be clear, it's going to be offered in nitrogen and pricing equivalent terms to what was in the original Flexi N contract. Is that right?
That's exactly right, Aidan.
And what has been the response to growers from this, Ryan?
Overwhelmingly positive, and growers have generally been appreciative that we contacted them early to identify the potential risk to our supply chain and supply, but then also very grateful that we've come up with an option that sees them receive all of their nitrogen at their original pricing, and as I said, they can move forward with confidence into 2026.
Okay, thank you for the update, Ryan. Let's bring in Ben now to talk about the additional procurement of nitrogen. Ben, could you tell us how is sourcing additional product at this stage going?
So we have been successful in the last couple of weeks in securing more urea and some more granular ammonium sulfate. So right now we have a ship of urea unloading around the coast at the moment. We have a ship that's sailing and heading toward the coast now of urea, and we've also got a ship that's now loaded granular ammonium sulfate. That volume of product has been part of the reason why we've been able to offer successfully the alternative nitrogen supply that Ryan's just spoken to.
Okay, and Ben, where are urea prices sitting at the moment globally, and what does that mean, in terms of landed price here in WA?
Well, urea's been the one that's been on probably everyone's lips since we last spoke. I think when we last spoke, urea prices were around that low $800 a tonne mark. Since then, India has come and put a tender out for 2.5 million tonnes of urea. And what we typically see in an Indian tender, that can see the prices exacerbate higher, or sometimes it can see the prices correct down quite quickly. In the current environment, not surprisingly, that has seen price accelerate as the market looking at how they can secure a 2.5 million tonne urea tender for India. So the prices which we only saw come out last night has seen prices up from when we last spoke, up $100, $120 a tonne. And that would see prices now that we perhaps haven't seen since Russia invaded Ukraine some 2022. But really they're in excess of that now. And we're seeing, I think urea prices in that period got up to around $14.50 a tonne retail. We're probably seeing prices now 50 to 150 Aussie dollars more than what we saw back in that time, which just goes to show the intensity of the price acceleration we've seen in the last 2 weeks.
And in regards to UAN, Ben, what's happening there?
Look, And we've been really pleased with the success we've had in getting some more ammonia to make more UAN locally. And as we look forward to supplies through the back end of this growing season, we can consider what options are available, including what more we can do to secure more ammonium nitrate to manufacture locally, which is a good, terrific advantage that we have at CSBP.
Okay, thank you for that, Ben. Ryan, before we wrap up today's episode, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Probably just wrap up just by saying I appreciate it's been a really challenging year for everyone in the industry, and I'd like just to say thank you to all those growers out there who have worked with us so constructively over the last few weeks. Our focus for the rest of the year is ensuring that we can get the fertiliser you need to grow crops in for the balance of the season. And if you've got any questions, please, for those growers out there, please reach out to your local account manager, and all the best for the rest of your season.
On that note, Ryan, Ben, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you both for joining us on the Market Update.
Thanks, Aidan.
Thank you, Aidan.
And thank you for listening and watching as well. The situation globally continues to evolve rapidly, and we'll endeavour to keep you informed as best as we possibly can over the coming weeks. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you again soon.
This podcast is provided as general information only. The content of this podcast is not a recommendation and has been prepared without taking your objectives or circumstances into account. Before acting on the content of this, you should consider its appropriateness to your circumstances and seek independent advice.